chicken in the oven, baking, so I can make a video right quick. I got a little time. All right, just like I was saying. So as I was preparing, whatever, the chicken and this and that. So like I said, I turn on, the YouTube. Also, that idiot right there, and that's another thing. Right quick on her, I barely talk about. I never talk about it actually, but they voted for her. Even that's what I'm talking about. That's literally what I'm talking about. Democrats. So these black folks in that city or whatever it's called, township of Dolton, they this girl was caught stealing, breaking in cars like 8 years ago or something like that, and now she been mayor. So you know what I'm saying? She's a plant, but and they're all complaining about her now, and suddenly the FBI didn't busted her, but not whatever. But we're all like anybody who again, none of them say anything. They're all like, yeah, finally they gonna get her. Black YouTube females, yeah, they finally, yeah, they gonna get her and her people, her staff, and this and yeah, she hired criminals, fellas, like I said, these hoes that fuck thugs and shit. And nowadays they fucking the fuck niggas that ain't real thugs. They just do lame shit. But cause they gave all the real niggas, they gave them time, real time, you know, to get rid of them. But anyway, so they're all whining and complaining. Oh, we'll do something. I'm like, the FBI are the ones who put her in power. What are you talking about? The FBI, CIA, shit. Like these folks are crazy. They refuse to speak up. Maybe it is Stockholm syndrome. I said that last year, a couple of years ago. I said it's Stockholm syndrome. Also, I was talking about myself. How I keep talking to my friends in Birmingham and shit. Like maybe that's why I still, you know, talk to them and say I'm a deprogram them, but maybe I need deprogramming. But I said that. No, I'm mad enough to admit it. But anyway, uh, here's one. This was from yesterday. I ain't see. I guess. Yeah, I ain't see it. So as I'm looking at it, as usual, it ain't even about that. It's about when I scrolled up a little bit, the new video about it. Asian community activists. So I was watching part of it. To find as many shell casings as possible. And it's usually too cute. That wasn't that what I was just talking about? Say I mean, and then you go through the comment section, you can tell it's just trolls. All you see is just stupid comments. There go mine. I just left one, but anyway, see, just stupid comments. So you just gonna so that's defeated. That right there, that's what my comments about. But look, this is what I'm talking about. So they're just I don't go around other black people. So you don't say nothing about Democrats. That's some punk shit. You decide to just you gonna move or whatever. That's stupid. That is totally stupid. These are first of all, it's not black people. They're acting at the behest of communists, worldwide communists, communist China, Klaus Schwab, all of them. And like we said, if with stupid people like this and cowards and punks, there won't be nowhere to go. You won't be able to go nowhere. You can't even move off the grid because if they took over, I'm pretty sure they're gonna cut off the grid out of spite. They'll come find you off the grid. They'll have control of the whole military, National Guard, everything. So they'll come find you. So unless you're ready to die off the grid, you might take like Ruby Ridge. Remember Ruby Ridge, the FBI. But I ain't even saying you're gonna be up there as some kind of cult leader. You could be up there by yourself, surviving and hunting and think everything's great. They'll come find you just out of spite, because they're evil. They're not gonna let nobody get away. There is no off the grid and unplug and da 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 da. All this is not offensive. It's just stupid. It's like I'm not mad. Oh, stop talking about. No, it's like, but none of them say anything about we have to get Democrats like they said. And especially like with Trump. Really, everybody, all of us waiting. Like, how come we don't protest? But I don't know. Like I said, most of us, I think we know the sit that this is it. They're just letting these fools hang themselves. Letitia James, all of them. But anyway, so my point is, I haven't even looked at this yet. I haven't even clicked on it. I'm finna click on it now. Community activists, air quotes. Not they don't see that's you know the activists. They're not elected, but they're just dudes who run around cities like Chicago, Memphis, talking shit every time that they're on the news. You know, every time a shooting happens, yeah, them the ones up to put the guns down, fellas. I ain't even click on it yet. I have it. And I bet I just turned down my oven so I could come make this video. I turned down the temperature, but uh, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's good. It's nothing about putting them in prison. Just trying to find a way to make them fight with their hands and work out conflict resolution. You know, they'll use big words and stupid shit. I tell you, the only thing that worked that'll make a nigga think about it is the fact, shit, I ain't doing no 20, 30, 40 or life or getting elected, executed over this nigga. The death penalty, all that. That's not a deterrent. Yes, it is. I think I wrote a paper on that. I did. I wrote it when I was in college. It was English class, but since I was a criminal justice major, I wrote a paper about is the death penalty a deterrent. This is like in 2000. I forgot what the hell I wrote. 2000. I was saying it's not. I said maybe a moratorium until we. But see, now I know. Back then I was like, we need a moratorium until we can fix and make sure there are no innocent people getting convicted. But another thing, why we could bring it back, and now I see why all these niggas doing all this shooting at the behest of these communists who are trying to take over the country, and they won't care about a death penalty. You're going to be executed just like in a communist countries, like with Castro. There ain't no death penalty. That's just, a third world banana republic where you get executed if you speak out. It won't even be no. So now, it don't matter. You don't need a moratorium on it. We need the moratorium on Democrats. But so anyway, yeah, like I said, I wanted to watch it. I guess this would be like with the other the people who want to be YouTubers called a react video. Reacting. Let's see. And then that's nothing. Something to get the stupid people like, yeah, you're right. Why was they able to gather, a block party? Because last time we had a black party in Birmingham, yeah, they did get the permits. As a matter of fact, I used to talk about it, man. We should have one. I was gonna organize it, on my block, and it don't take that long. You just, like right now, and you want it. By the time you get it, it'll be, full on summer. It really only take a week or something to get the permits, if that long. But so that's what that's their focus. Not why these niggas ain't in jail or not jail, prison. Probably shot some. You know what I'm saying? These niggas probably should have been in prison, released. But instead they try to pull this bullshit about and sound like they're actually smart and actually care. Well, what were they doing? That's the stupid Democrats.
And that has a lot of people asking if that kind of event is even supposed to be taking place. WRG investigating.
I probably the Democrats. Everything is some communist when it's about supposed to. What I mean by that is just like a felon. What they'll say after the felon who got released multiple times. They'll say, "What was he doing? He wasn't supposed to have a gun." You see the language. Last time I heard stuff like that was when I was a literal kid, like 8 years old. You wasn't even supposed to be. That's a Miami of New York. That's they jam before you get in the whooping. You wasn't even supposed to be doing it. You wasn't even supposed to be there. You wasn't even supposed. You were supposed to be in your room. What you were doing? Democrats and communists, black communists, this is that's how you know. And like I said, to me, technically, once you do your time, there should be no restrictions. You did your time, you get everything back. There ain't no you weren't supposed to be having a gun. No, everybody, because that's what you want. That's what all that prison time is for. We don't need restrictions back then. Like all the same people ain't gonna just shoot nobody for no reason because they got into an argument or over $50 or over some money or over because she was cheating, or he would cheat, because they ain't going to prison. That's what I'm saying. That's their language. That's how you know that's what I'm talking about. As soon as I clicked, I was about to say it, then I pushed it. So he says it. The white Democrat wasn't he supposed to? That's all they gonna say. They wasn't. Everything is about control. They don't care about, but really, it was their doing. They're just trying to. That's what they're saying. They're trying to. What do you call it? Condition everybody to knowing what you're supposed to do. You weren't supposed to be doing like with children. You weren't supposed to be doing it. They weren't supposed to have a gun. They weren't supposed to. No, we're like, okay, we'll use your language. They weren't supposed to be free. The judge wasn't supposed to release them. How about that? Since we going on this supposed to, judge wasn't supposed to release them. He's a judge. He can no. He wasn't supposed to. People say he's hired by the judge. Is hired by the people. He ain't supposed to. He wasn't supposed to release them. He was supposed to do what people tell him to do.
Thompson has been digging for answers.
Was plugging up bullet holes on the playground at Orange Mound Park Monday. There are still bullet holes in playground equipment, and the basketball court is covered with tire skids from this video showing a car making donuts as a crowd stands by. Community activist Mama D had to come see it for herself.
The car popping donuts on a basketball court that we have for these children to play on, that's destroying what...
There they go with it. There's nothing. Always the children too. The children and this and that. Why? What is her name? Mama D or whatever. This and that. Community activist had to come see for herself. But she's a big time Democrat, devil worshiper.
That we have for these children to play on, that's destroying what we already have here for the kids. So I want.
That's what I say. They always pull out some old ass, evil ass witch Democrat that's supposed to be, she's Mama D. I'm pretty sure everybody around here, all the thugs know her too. That's what I say. She feels safe. They don't rob her. They don't fuck with her, because she let it happen. See what I'm saying? Mama D, her sons and grandsons probably in the gang too. She's community activist, Also, she got, she probably got a lot of get. One of them went to college and this and that. The HBCU, he's a big time Democrat. There's no hate. I'm telling you, the gang. I seen it. And Birmingham, that's Memphis, Birmingham. They all the same. Thankfully, in our day, we didn't have no community activists. That's a good thing. I didn't see that. Community activists, that's some new shit. There was no Mama D's or no Quanell X's or whatever the fuck. That dude here in Texas, that Quanell X dude, all of them. All these lame ass motherfuckers. And I'll say another thing. I was watching the Hannibal movie, from 18. He was a young dude. That's what I watched. Because, when I was paying for cable, that the gang stopped me about that. They would. They had what's the channel? Turner Classic. I like the old. Everybody does. At least I just. The old ones, the black and white. Hey, I ought to suck you in the jaw. How they talk and all that shit. And, all the gangsters. Hey, take this, copper. But to them, it was something like I shouldn't be watching. Oh, I'm taking their style. It's like you don't own Turner Classic Movies. You can't make me not watch in my own house. I live by myself. I can't. I'm just saying they're saying stuff. But now I don't pay for cable. I just got cable. I mean, whatever. Internet. All right. So my point. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the point. I was watching the movie. I saw, you're going through and you're reading the description. It said George Papard, and it's like 1973 or something. I said, oh, okay. He was young. Most of us, we were kids. Like 83, 84, 18. So all we know him is Hannibal. I said, well, let me see Hannibal when he was young a little bit. And he was playing this dude. It's supposed to be 1912, a barnstormer. Flew the biplanes. And they owned this big old company in a small town, and he was rich. So that's what he was. He was a rich playboy. But he wanted to marry this chick. They grew up together. And so it was old school. And her dad was rich too. So they owned both like the biggest company. Long story short, so the dad is asking him because it's supposed to be like 1912. And Hannibal, he's a little youngster, like in his 20s or early 30s, fly guy, literally. He flies biplanes and. And so he's like, well, you want my daughter, to marry, hand in marriage, whatever. So, but what do you think about me? And Hannibal's like, well, I think you're respectable. And the dude says, I never thought of, but I had been thinking of, because I would see these old women sometimes when I got in the army, right? And I go back and hang with some of my homeboys. I couldn't find a job. This was after college. And some of them were like living in projects with some chick they had met while I was in the army. After we got out of high school, and now he lived with her and her kids, and now I'm over there in the projects with him. I start seeing these old women, and they be talking. I had never heard old women talk like that. They just nasty. I'm talking about the, sucking dick and da da da. When you look at them, they look like grandma. And they just, I just like, I never thought that. But anyway, fast forward, I'm watching this movie, and he said, "Oh, so Hannibal's trying to be nice, to get his permission to marry his daughter." And he's like, so what do you think of me? And Hannibal said, well, I think you're respectable. And the guy stops him. He said, oh, I'm respectable. Everybody's respectable when they get old, because, he's always there. And I was like, damn, that's what he said, politicians, prostitutes. And I'm like, that was some real shit. That was some real, I'm like, that is exactly what I had thought about a couple of years, like 10 years ago, 2004. You see these old people, just like this mama did, you don't know what she, and then I thought about when I was a kid. That's what they used to talk about in the church, especially about like the mid-80s. I said it before, when like a young girl would get pregnant, I was like 10 years or 11, and I hear, the women in my family not really defending her, they just telling whoever, the busybody in our church, she need to shut up, especially, like my grandma or somebody, because she's like, we know you. We know when you was young, you was raising sin, Basically, I was assuming fucking everybody back in 1950 or something, 1940. And they dogging, not dogging out, they telling to leave this girl alone. But, I mean, obviously she was older than me, probably 16. But, I'm just sitting there, but I thought about all that. That's what I'm saying. So that's what they're talking about. You come here, that big old, every Sunday, they had this big old hat, the biggest hat in the church. She got the biggest hat. They had everybody to see, da 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 da. Because now, she's been married to a deacon for all these years. Probably 30 years or 20 years. But before that, whatever. All that I know, they said raising sin. Basically raising hell. That's what I'm like. So you see all these, they roll out these old activists, but like the Bible says, you'll know them by their fruits. These activists, their fruits are sour. All they do is just come out and all she says is, what were they doing with having a block party? And technically, even if we got our way, and they did do it again, have a gathering, block party, unofficial, with no permits, probably wouldn't be no shooting, because everybody gonna be like, nah, we ain't supposed to, that's exactly what they were, we ain't supposed to be here anyway, cops gonna come, chill, y'all chill, ain't gonna be no shooting. But like I said, I was talking about a block party in maybe 2008, and we knew, every nigga in my hood knew that, you gotta, what do you call it, get go to City Hall, the courthouse. It ain't no big deal. That's what we're saying. It's like, why everything's black? You got to do it the wrong way. Do it anyway. And that makes you black. Just like that gathering, this one I'm talking about. All you got to do is go down there and pay the fee, 20 whatever, how much it costs, and everything all good. It's not the white folks' way. There's no biggie. When you're a real nigga, that's the point. Yeah, you're gonna go down there and get the permit and throw your party. As a matter of fact, I ain't even think about it. They did throw one about a year or two later after I had kept talking about it. This is like in 07, 08. I guess because by then I was feeling better. That I was supposed to be, whatever, all fucked up, and they had taken everything from me. But so instead I was even talking about throwing a block party with the homies. Like, man, let's throw a block party. And so they did. But of course it was them, the Democrats, around the corner from my house. They try to act like, actually I didn't want to go. Yeah, because really nobody, I'm like, who are all these people anyway? But anyway, let me finish watching the video.
Wanted to see just how much damage, was left to this park.
She wants to know how such a large event went unchecked.
Me as a promoter, every time I have done a open air block party, this is what you call open air when it's open, and not in a facility, then I have pulled a permit. I had to get $1 million bond.
We asked Memphis police when did they become aware of the block party held here Saturday. They said officers were in the area when the call came in.
If we have one officer that patrolled this area and he's seen all those people there, he should have stopped his car immediately because we got...
Why would he do that? Why in the fuck would he do that? That's what we're talking about. Why? So if he had to do something, he going to jail. He going to prison. This is like, ain't nowhere. He was like, ain't nowhere in hell. It's not even like, oh, it's too many of them, I'm scared. It's like, no, if I have to, whatever, or shoot somebody, or even if I call back up and, the rest of them come and we start, whatever, now we going to prison. And don't let nobody die or something. Yeah, we going to prison. And so I'm pretty sure, and that's what I'm saying. That's what all they keep stupid shit. None of them keep talking about why, these policies. If she's so smart, she would be like, yeah, I know exactly what it is. The fact they don't have no fear of the law no more. They know they'll get released because of Democrat policies. None of them say that. Mama D don't say shit about none of that. She tried to sound like a big timer. Oh, I gotta get $1 million bond and open air. This is what you call. We don't give a fuck what you call it. We want to know what you call letting a criminal go who just shot somebody and you just release him. What do you call that? A judge release him. Explain that.
We got our kids so outrageous, outraged here. He should have stopped his car, called back to that precinct, and asked, do we have a permit?
We talked to County Commissioner Brittany Thornton as we stood in the park. She lives blocks from where the shooting happened and has a business, Juice Orange Mound, nearby.
I live a couple streets down from the park and heard the shots that were fired. It sounded more like fireworks. That's how many went off.
She doesn't...
The Democrat, whatever. She stay there. Yeah, she's like, I still stay here. Of course, you got money, and you let them do what they want. So of course they don't fuck with you. You a commissioner.
Know who organized the event, but wonders if they even knew about the need for a permit.
If people aren't actually aware that there's a formal process to hosting an event, this is actually the second time that this type of event has happened in the park. And so, are we only going to ask about a permit when there are fatalities? Because last year, I would ask the same question. Did they have a permit last year?
She says it may be time to tap into these groups that have the ability to draw a young crowd of this size and find out how to reach the same young people with some solutions.
We need to...
That's what I keep talking about. That's all. I mean, you could do all that. Why can't you do both? And that's what I'm talking about. See, this has nothing to do with real nigga shit or Democrat. But I mean, it does, but Democrats are communists. This has to do with their puppet masters pulling their strings. Communist CCP. This and that. This is what that has to do with that. That's why we speak out about it.